Cecilia and Linda were two typical American teenage girls. After school, they spent all of their time together, watching scary movies, having sleepovers, shopping for new clothes, etc. They liked partying, keeping up with their friends, having fun, and enjoying life. They had no way of knowing the horrible fate that life had in store for them. It was Christmas season, and Cecilia and Linda were planning to celebrate it together. They decided to have a girls' night out on Christmas Eve. They planned to sneak out to a nightclub for a Christmas party as soon as their parents went to sleep. On the night of Christmas, Cecilia kissed her parents goodnight and went upstairs to bed. When she thought that everyone had gone to sleep, she took out her cell phone, called her friend Linda, and told her to meet her at the store down the street. Linda agreed and hung up. Cecilia quietly opened her bedroom window, trying not to wake anyone. She stepped out onto the windowsill and climbed down the drain pipe. As soon as she walked down the deserted street, she got a strange feeling that she was being watched. The hair on the back of her neck pricked up. She glanced behind her, but she was all alone. When she came to the corner store, there was nobody around, so she took out her cell phone and called Linda. "Okay, I'm at the store. Hurry up, or I am going home." "What's wrong?" Linda asked. "I don't know. This just doesn't feel like other nights. Something isn't feeling right. I've got a bad vibe." "Stop it, you're just paranoid," laughed Linda. "I will be there in 2 minutes." Cecilia hung up the phone, but she couldn't shake the feeling that someone or something was watching her. 5 minutes later, Linda turned up and the two girls walked together to the nightclub. The girls were too young to get into the club, but the bouncers never asked them for ID. They strolled inside, and pretty soon they were dancing to the music and flirting with guys on the dance floor. Around 3 a.m., Cecilia was chatting with a really cute guy who must have been at least 10 years older than her. Suddenly, she felt her phone vibrating in her pocket. It was a text message from her ex-boyfriend Joey. She hadn't heard from him since they had broken up a month ago. The text read, "Come outside. I've got a surprise for you." Curious, she looked around and saw Linda busy, talking to some other man. So, without saying goodbye, Cecilia walked out the door of the nightclub. She had just taken a few steps when she received another message. It read, "Meet you around the corner, over by the dumpster." The street was dimly lit and deserted. Cecilia had a bad feeling in the pit of her stomach. Something didn't feel right, but she told herself she was just being overcautious. Inside the nightclub, Linda was looking for her friend. After waiting for close to 15 minutes, she began to grow impatient. She scanned the dance floor, but there was no sign of Cecilia. She even checked the toilets, but they were empty. At 3:27 a.m., a relieved Linda got a text from Cecilia. It read, "Meet me outside now. Hurry." When Linda got outside, she received another text. "I'm around the corner, by the dumpster. Come watch me sparkle." Linda followed the direction, crossing the dark, lonely street. When she rounded the corner, she was confronted by a horrific sight. Her heart almost froze in her chest. Cecilia was hanging upside down from a streetlight in the parking lot behind the dumpster. Sparkling Christmas tree lights were wrapped around her ankles. There was a large pool of blood below her. She had deep wounds along her stomach and neck. Linda fell to the ground on her knees and began screaming hysterically. Some people who were standing at the door of the nightclub heard her cries and came rushing over. When they turned the corner and saw Cecilia's blood-dripping corpse hanging in front of them, they were horrified. The cops were called and they questioned Linda for hours. Still in a state of shock, she could barely talk. Sobbing uncontrollably, she told them about how she and Cecilia had snuck out for the night and had gone to the nightclub together. She tried to remember all the guys they talked and flirted with on the dance floor at the party. They asked her if she knew anyone who would want to harm Cecilia, but she couldn't think of anyone. As much as she wanted to catch Cecilia's killer, she was no help to the investigation. During the interrogation, one of the cops produced a plastic bag and took out a blood-stained envelope. "We found this lodged in your friend's throat. It's addressed to you." Linda was scalded across the front. With trembling hands, she took out the piece of paper inside and read it. The letter read, "Maybe if you stayed in bed like you were supposed to, things like this wouldn't happen. Don't go sneaking around at night. Bad things can happen." The cops had to grab her before she fainted.